Welcome to Subramani. One important question to answer is should you subscribe to the LIC IPO, right? So many people have asked me this question, and this is normally a question which I avoid. I don't talk about any specific stock, right? So, but let us talk about the LIC IPO. First of all, let's call it by its Christian name. It's not an IPO, it's an OFS. There is an existing shareholder who is selling his shares, means it is an OFS. What is the difference between an OFS and IPO? IPO, as you know, is initial public offer. So the first time shares are being issued to the public, the company is getting the money, new distinctive numbers are given, new share certificate numbers may not mean anything in the demat mode, but distinctive numbers are given for the first time. So if you give money for 100 shares, so your shares will be 1 to 100. Of course, it won't be 1 to 100 because the promoters etc. would be there, but I'm just saying the distinctive numbers are issued for the first time in a primary issue. In an OFS or an offer for sale, the shares are already there, the distinctive numbers are already there, they have been given to some person who is now selling off his shares. So whether it was a Zomato, whether it is a Paytm, or whether it was any of these issues which you take, shares already belonged to somebody who was now coming out with an IPO or an OFS as it's called. LIC is also an OFS. And OFS is OFS, again I'll make a slight distinction. In this case, OFS is made by one single shareholder who has interest in selling another 96.5% to you over the years, right? 3.5% is what government of India is offering now, and the government of India hopefully will offer another 50% and go down to below 50% in its holding. It may want to go down to 30% at some stage. So yes, it is a process which it has started. So the government of India is interested in having a good relationship with you, to the extent that even though it is an OFS, it is not always it's not somebody who is trying to end the relationship. What I mean is, in case of Paytm or a Zomato, or tomorrow it's an Ola, or any of those people who are coming out with a OFS, the investor who has been a private equity player is most likely ending his relationship with the company. He came in at 10 rupees, he is exiting at 200 rupees. After that he doesn't care what happens to the company. So whereas in the case of LIC, government of India will be interested in making sure that you earn some money, so that tomorrow when there is a follow-on offer, follow-on public offer, FPO as it's called, that time you will still subscribe for it. So to some extent it has a vested interest, but remember, like every OFS, very likely chance that it will be overpriced rather than underpriced, right? An IPO may still be underpriced because the shareholder or the promoter believes that he has to now create a new relationship with the shareholder and should start on a good note, and they should leave some money on the table for for them, right, for the shareholder, so that next time he comes back to it. Here there is no way how, whereas in the other companies they couldn't care. So now coming to the LIC issue details. LIC in February was planning to do a 5% IPO now, or OFS, but now they have cut down the size. So let me just give you the terms of the issue. I have to read it out. LIC has a fixed price band, has fixed its price band between 902 to 949, so which means you can apply at 902 or at 949. Normally I would suggest, if you are applying, you choose the option saying at cutoff price. So whatever is the cutoff price, it could be 949, it could be 939, it could be 929. It was very unlikely to be below 902, but it can't be above 949. So just say at cutoff price. And the IPO size is about 21,000 crores. It's opening on 4th of May, and it is about 3.5% of the company's equity, which is less than the 5% which they had thought of earlier. So this is these are the details of the IPO. It's opening on 4th of May. It is technically supposed to close on 9th of May. It will they can close it earlier, but chances are they will keep it on till 9th of May so that they can claim that it is oversubscribed 4 times, 5 times, whatever. It always feels good to say that. It's just an ego issue, nothing more than that. It will also not matter. People have asked me, does it matter we apply on 4th morning 9 a.m. or 9:30 a.m.? No, it will not matter. It is not on a first come first serve basis. It will be done. It will be done on a proportionate basis. If you have 8 lakhs of rupees which you are going to put in the LIC IPO, don't put one application of 8 lakhs and fall into the HNI category. You better put it in retail. So 4 applications of 2 lakhs makes more sense than one application of 8 lakhs. So don't do this 8 lakh rupee application. You will get into the HNI category or the NII, non-institutional investor category. It's not worth it. There will be FII quota, there will be a DII, and there will be NII, which is the non-institutional quota, and the 4th category being retail. In retail also they have kept another window for the policy holder. The policy holder is getting the shares at the best price. He gets some 60 rupees discount. The retail investor gets a 45 rupee discount to the issue. So if the issue happens at 949, some one person will get it 60 rupees lesser and one person will get it 45 rupees. This is the retail category. That's the final pricing which is likely to happen. In the grey market, is there a premium? The answer sadly is no. There is no premium worth mentioning for sure. So the grey market itself is very dicey. They keep giving you some quotes on a day-to-day basis, but there is absolutely no premium as of now, and I'm talking of the 2nd of May. Of course, it could happen that on the 5th of May there is a premium, or on the 4th of May there is a premium. As of now, yesterday when I checked out from old sources of mine, they said there's no premium prevailing. Though of course somewhere in the media you will hear that there is a 10 rupee premium or a 20 rupee premium. Believe me, on a 1000 rupee price or 950 rupee price, a 20 rupee premium in the grey market will vanish before the issue is closed. So don't bother. There is no grey market premium. If there is no grey market premium, it's an indicator that there is going to be no great money to be made on listing. Very unlikely that they will make any money on listing. However, if it is oversubscribed 4 times, 5 times, 6 times, I have no clue whether it will be, then there is likely to be some premium, because many people who want the greater number of shares have not got it at the IPO. Also, what happens is people like me don't ever apply in an IPO. It's not about good IPO or bad IPO, because I will not get this number of shares that I want. Typically, it's at 1000 rupees, I would want at least say 1000 shares. Will I get 1000 shares? No, because I'll apply in retail. The maximum I can apply is about 200 shares, right? Because I want to be below 2 lakhs. And there, if there's a lottery and I get 1 out of 3 or say half, so which means I'll get 100 shares. 100 shares will not attract me in a IPO of this size. So I will want to apply more. So I might wait for it to list and then buy. I may not buy it today in the grey market at a premium, because what happens if I'm confident that it will open at a discount? So I would not be applying. So that is just a caveat. So what are the chances? What happens to the IPO? What are the risks which you have? So first of all, you can apply for an immediate gain, which I don't think could be there, but I completely reserve my right to be wrong. But you could hold it for a longer period, which means you will get good dividends and growth and all that will happen. India is an under-penetrated insurance market, and when other insurance companies do marketing, if the HDFCs, Birlas, the ICICIs, Kotaks of the world do marketing, they will be expanding the market, and the market share for LIC may not fall too fast. From 2000 to 2022, of course, they have come down. You have to come down from when you're 100%, you have to come down. But even now, their market share is in the 60s. Do remember that market share may not make any sense, because market share at the top end is what the private sector guys would cream away. They would cream away the 5 crore, 10 crore policies or 100 crore policies. That is the market which they are aiming at. Whereas at the lowest end of the market, they may not really care. So LIC will definitely lose its market share. But that wouldn't worry me at this stage. The thing is, when I compare the PE of a HDFC Bank to State Bank of India, I'm worried that the gap is too much, and that could be the worry, because today whether an HDFC Life, ICICI Life or SBI Life, which are so-called private sector life insurance companies, their PE could be different from what LIC could get. That is one thing. So there is going to be no great, that is not going to be a great PE advantage for LIC. There seems to be a lot of interest in the LIC IPO because the people who are pushing it are the brokers. Brokers are opening lots of accounts. People like Zerodha, ICICI Securities at the top end are opening accounts in lakhs, if not in million. That's a huge thing. So many LIC policy holders are opening Demat accounts. So therefore there is a great push from the whole environment saying, oh, it is going to be a good issue, you should apply, but I have my doubts about that. So will a person opening a broking account ask you to apply? Answer is of course he will ask you to apply. What is the problem with the issue? Well, issue got postponed. That itself is not good news. The market was, the government of India was not sure, so they did not push through the issue in February. That's not a great thing. Now they're pushing it in April. And it is likely to, if it goes through at the same price at which they are saying, something like 25-30% of the government's target for privatization will be met. This is not really privatization, but it will raise some revenues for the government, about 21,000 crores, which is not a small sum of money, right? It is one of the world's fourth or fifth in terms of size, in terms of the number of policies issued, but it may not be very profitable because there will be very many small policies, say 1 lakh rupee, 2 lakh rupees sum assured, which does not really make too much money for an insurance company. But having such a big variety of lives insured makes sure that they get very good rates when they go for reinsurance, right? We'll talk about that separately. I don't think there is going to be listing gains. You have to be scared about that. And also, I mean, the Russia-Ukraine war. What happens if the war stops today? Well, issue could get oversubscribed more. Will there be government intervention in LIC? It will never go away. It is still there in UTI. It's still there in SBI. So it will continue to be there. In fact, LIC has the biggest coffers. So those things you have to worry about. Please apply only if you have a long-term view. I don't expect there to be much of a issue gain or rather a listing premium. If you are a serious investor, I would urge you to wait and buy it on listing. Give it some time for price discovery. I wouldn't mind buying it at 1030 instead of applying at 949 and getting 100 shares. To me, the volumes just don't matter. But yes, I would be a buyer, but I don't know at what price. Thank you.